G'day guys, Jono here from J&A Down Under. Well, today we've actually almost finished the canopy. I'll say almost because I'd say it's never going to be finished. So what we'll do today is I'm going to take you for a bit of a walk around. We'll have a little bit of a look and we'll see what goodies we've got jam-packed inside this canopy. Here we are around the passenger side of the Isuzu. What we've got is, I call this the workshop side. Over this side we've got access to all of our tools at the push of a button. Simply open it up. There it is, you know, we just simply open up the containers, open it up, you can get out little bits and pieces as well. For the higher ones, it's fairly simple. Again, open it up, unclip it, there she is, drills inside. Pretty simple. I'll show you back in the pack outs a little bit later on, they've got little foam inserts, etc. So everything's at the drop of the hat. The good thing about the pack out system is that I can open the bottom box and leave the top box on. So I can still open it up, get out the tool that I require, and I can put it back in. Or by leaving the top box on, and then just simply close it up. It's as easy as that. So for me, it was a bit of a no-brainer to go with the Milwaukee pack out system to help store the tools in the truck. I'll just do you a bit of a rundown. Up here we've got the fixes and fastenings. Here we've got some power tools. There I've got my bits, being drill bits, some nuts, bolts and all those sorts of things as well. In the middle, down the bottom, we've got a table. Now this table will pull out, which I'll show you later. It'll pull out and it can form a picnic table, or we can just leave it here in the truck and we can use it as a bench while we're working. So say for instance, if I pull this one out, I can open this up. This has got my sockets in it, so I can open it up, pull the spanners out, set them on the table. It's got an insert, spanners in it, and then in here we've got our sockets. So if I want to access the sockets for ease, I can just simply open it up, stack those things on the table. It's fairly simple. So I tried to make it simple so that everything was easy to access and quite quick to get to, which I think I've actually achieved. So we've got the table there, so gone through that. They'll show you, as I said, we'll pull it out later and we'll show you how it works as a picnic table as well. Push that in. This next drawer here, when we pull that one out, this is called my charge drawer. This has got all the batteries and chargers in it, so Milwaukee batteries. The chargers are in there, which are connected to the inverter, so when the inverter goes on, charges the batteries. It's also got big batteries, little batteries, I don't know, anything to do with batteries is in this drawer and charging. The next drawer above, again, this has got all my bits and pieces. This has got my chainsaw, chisels, all that sort of stuff, hand tools, they're all in this drawer. On the top pack out, that's got the vacuum cleaner, circular saws, planers, all that sort of stuff. They're all stored in those. I will at a later date, I'll go through and I'll show you the pack outs, because I've got all the Kaizen foam which I've cut out and inserted the tools in. So when we're going over corrugated roads, etc., the tools don't move. So it really is quite a good system. Okay, so on this one over there, as we just saw before, we've got our socket spanners, and over here we've got a hammer drill and an impact wrench as well, so we can undo the nuts and that on the truck in the event of getting a flat tyre. On the top pack out here, this is where I've got my drawer system. So there's a big pack out here which has got the blower in it, a little 12-volt compressor, and a few other odds and ends. This middle pack out, this one's actually the pack out with drawers in it. So in the bottom one we've got the electrical stuff, in there we've got basic pliers, tools, and then at the top we've just got an assortment of tools like scrapers and all the specialty tools that I might need to use along the way. So they're all there in those drawers, which is quite easy. I know they do get up high, and you're probably saying that I may not be able to reach or access it. This is where we've got this little handy ladder that we carry around, because Ange isn't real tall either. So by having that ladder, we just stand on that, and if I need to see what's in this drawer, for instance, I can easily see, you know, like there's my square, you know, tin snips, etc. So they're all in there. I probably will at some point put the foam in these drawers as well, but I haven't done it yet. I'm just not sure how I'm going to work it out. So there we go. So this is the I guess we'll call this the toolbox side. So this is where we do keep all the tools. The idea is to keep it organised, and I can find everything, and if something's missing I know straight away. That was basically the whole idea with having this system. Alright, let's take a look at the back box that we've got here on the All Terrain Warriors Canopy. So here we are. So on the back of this, if you've been watching the previous videos, you'll know I've got a 1500 box at the front, and we've got a 900 box at the back. Okay, so this is the back box. So in the back box, this is like the this is sort of like the camping, and this is where we can keep storage, because in here we've still got a mile of storage which isn't allocated to anything. First of all, at the bottom we've got this big drawer. Okay, this drawer pulls out. It's quite large. What we've opted to do in the drawer is to put in tubs, so that we've got one. So that's in, for instance, toiletries, and then we'll have a different tub for our different needs that we get. So if we do need to pull it out and to take it with us, or whatever it might be, it's easy to access it in there. And I didn't want heaps of stuff there floating around inside the drawers. But this one is a big drawer. This is just, I don't know, just general stuff is what's basically kept in this drawer. Now, we got lots of general stuff, but we try to keep it to a minimum when we're camping. What we've got here is this is a 240 volt outlet up the top, so I've got the 240 there, which predominantly on this side was to run my power tools. So if I needed to run any power tools, most of my stuff is battery, but if there was a power tool or something we needed, there's a power point over here. Underneath we've got the Anderson plug, and we've got the double USB ports as well. So Anderson, because we use Anderson plugs and USBs pretty well all we have. We don't use a lot of plugs. I might want to plug in a water pump because I'm pumping out of the creek. I can plug that fella into there, no problems, and that's where I've got my power. Up here we've got the hot water system. The hot water system's just on a couple of latches. It pulls out and around she comes. It's as simple as that. You've got the old hot water system there. It pulls out and we adjust it to what we want. We are in the process of getting a shower tent made up, which will clip onto this, which I'll show you once we do get it. It'll be another couple of weeks before it's finished. This is fairly simple. We've just got a hose that we plug in down underneath. It comes up, it plugs into there, which is as simple as that. And then we've got the shower head hose. The shower head hose comes around. Again, it's fairly simple. It goes in, screws into the bottom of the hot water unit, and there it is. Once it's in the shower, it'll sit up there, and you'll be able to have a hot shower on tap whenever you need it. There are plenty of preferences for hot water systems. I've given the Smart Tech a go. Look, see how it goes. That's all I've sort of got to say on it. It's all as good or as bad as one another in my opinion, but we'll see how this fella goes as well. So to pack it up, it's just as simple as unscrewing it. I've got a little bag for that. Just unclip the hose and job done. Really that simple. And then we just pick it up and put it away. It's actually on a TV bracket, one of the more heavy duty ones that we found. Off to the side here we've got our light switches. We're running the hardcore light, so in this particular instance we've got the on off feature. We've also we can bright or dim, or we can even change the colour mode depending on if you've got mozzies, etc., and all that sort of stuff. So they're a fairly versatile light. And they seem to be fairly durable too, but we'll keep an eye on to see how these hardcore lights go over time. Up the top we've got our trusty fire extinguisher. We've got a fire extinguisher on this side and the fire blanket on the other side as well. That'll, just in the event of a fire, you can easily access that fire extinguisher and put it out. I think it's fairly important for any, even though this isn't a habitable space and it wasn't required. I think anyone that's got any sort of recreational vehicle where you've got any sorts of gas appliances or even cooking with a fire nearby, very important to have your fire extinguisher and blanket there on hand and make sure everybody knows where it is. Anyway, let's move down to the back part. So here we are down the back of the truck. You'll notice on the side here we've got a Bailey's ladder. What we did is we used the bracket system that come with our Bush Ranger, our Bush Company rooftop tent, and we put it on a Bailey's. It was a 4-foot ladder. We broke it in half, or didn't break it in half, we took it apart and we used half to climb up. The reason we opted to go with the Baileys is because the tread's a little bit wider, and when you're getting down at night, it's a bit easier on your foot. We do carry the telescopic ladder as well, so if we need to access higher points, we can. I will also point out on the truck, if we look down further on the truck, you will actually see there's points that are actually from the Bush Company that we've screwed on in various spots so that we can set the ladder on the side of the truck and we can climb up for access into those high reach spots if we need it. However, we do have that handy stool which I showed you earlier. Another great feature is when we're climbing up here onto the back of the truck, we've got these grab handles. with the grab handle. There's a little switch here on the side which will illuminate them blue at night so you can see when you're climbing up. I actually like it because it's a nice soft light, and you can even leave them fellas on all night. If you need to get up through the night for whatever reason, use the bathroom, you switch them lights on, and it just gives you enough light in the immediate area to see when you're actually coming down the ladder, so you don't have any nasty accidents. Anyway, let's make our way around to the back and we'll have a bit of a look. So here we are at the back of the truck. What we've done is we've mounted our Maxtrax on the side and used the Maxtrax bracketry system to do that. So they just twist off. We can take the Maxtrax off. They're very easy to access in the event of a sticky situation, if you like. We've got the ladder there, which was fitted by All Terrain Warriors. A set of Maxtrax on this side as well. And then here you'll notice we've got ourselves a dome antenna. That dome antenna we can adjust up or down, and that's actually for our TV reception. It's got a booster, and believe me, it works remarkably well, so quite happy with that. And then of course up the top we've got the Bush Company rooftop tent, which we're extremely happy with, and give you a little bit more feedback on that as we start to use it. So mounted up onto the top of our rooftop tent, we've actually got our Cel-Fi antenna. So as you can see when we're pulled up here, the Cel-Fi actually gets that elevation, that more elevation, because it's located on the top. When we lower the rooftop tent, we just simply lower the antenna back to this location. When the tent folds down, it's just what we use for day-to-day running around town. But when we are camping and we need that little bit more elevation to help with our phone service, we just simply look up the antenna straight up in the air, and that helps with our signal. Really is a great addition to the So here we are over the kitchen side of the truck, or the living quarters if you like. First thing we've done is we've installed a light up the top here on the outside, so that can be illuminated in the middle of the night if you want. That's actually operated Bluetooth as well from your phone, so you can switch that fella on and off. So if you're in the rooftop tent, you hear a noise outside, you can switch that light on and illuminates outside for you. But what it also does is it illuminates light for our barbecue down the bottom. So what we've done here, we'll start with the barbecue end. We've custom made the drawer that slides in and out of the box that was supplied by All Terrain Warriors under the tray. It's very simple. As you can see, we just simply can pull the drawer out. Once we pull the drawer out, and the barbecue's readily accessible, ready to go once we plug the gas in. Off to the side, underneath, we've also put in a cutlery drawer, which when you pull out, you can see holds all of our knives, forks, spoons, and all that sort of stuff. So again, even when the drawer's shut and it's in position, we can open the cutlery drawer and we can access all the little bits and pieces that are inside of it. So quite a good little system there. Anyway, let's take a look at our back box. Righto, so here we are in the back box of the truck. In the back box we actually have all of our electrical gear. So we've got our switches, we've got our light controllers, we've got the Marine controller, double power point, we've also got an Anderson, we've got the USB points, the inverter point, and also the point for the compressor as well. In the back part we've got ourselves the fire blanket up there again, which is quite good. With the fire blanket, next to the fire blanket, we've got ourselves the TV that we can use and access from that dome. And as you can see, we're up in the state forest at the moment, and the TV works an absolute treat, is where the phones don't. I'll get to the phone in a minute. And underneath that, we've got the microwave. So again, not a bad little setup. It all sort of fits together quite well. We're quite happy with it. We've also got ourselves the torch there, and behind that, we've got the board that houses all of our electronic components, which is quite easy to do. To access all of our electronic components, I just simply unwind the wing nuts on the side. I can take the board panel off, and then I can access all the fuses and that within seconds. It's really quite an easy thing to do. But then we put the board back on and it's all hidden away safe and sound. So if we put anything in that storage area, it's not going to get hurt or damage any of our electrical components. So that's the reason we opted to do that. Anyway, let's look a little bit forward onto the front box and have a look at our pantry kitchen area. So here we are in the kitchen area. I guess I'll start in the middle. This is our slide out pantry. So if you have a look, we can slide the pantry out as you normally would. It can just be a pantry and we can access all the food and all the little goodies inside. If we double hit the button on the front of the pantry, it then allows the front to fold down, and as you can see by sitting it there, we've got ourselves an instant kitchen bench. We've got a little stabilizer leg that we can use as well, which gives a little bit more stability to the table if we're going to fold out the extension. So we pull this extension out, we fold the other arm down, and then we've got quite a big working space bench for there. Or we can just simply tuck it away and use it as a pantry if we're only doing a quick stop. It's quite good because we can use the pantry to sit on the on our induction cooktop, okay, and then we can put our bowl, and we've got a power point right there for it to plug into, so it really is quite simple for us to use. Underneath the pantry we've also got an Anderson plug and more USB plugs, so everything these days is USB plugs, whether it's your camera gear, phones, watches, I don't know, everything basically charges off USB. That's why we got a whole bundle of them around the truck. What we've got under the canopy too is on this side we've got ourselves a freezer. So this is the Engel 95 litre freezer. Why did I opt to go for the Engel over the others? I opted to go for the Engel probably because of the reliability of the compressor and its ability for it to cool down in the tropical climates. So when it gets up to 40 degrees, this fella has no dramas. I know there's been a weak point with the door, but I've actually fabricated a little block to go underneath the door to hold it into place. So I've worked around the weak points of the fridge to try and make it stronger because I believe the compressor is one of the better ones, in my opinion. I know there's plenty on the market, but I did like the Engel. I've had them my whole life and they've never really let me down, so that's why I've gone for that. On the other side of the pantry, if you will, you'll see we've actually got we've got the fridge. So the fridge sits over here, which is easy. They're easy to access. You just simply hit the handle. You've got all your food there. So with the fridge there, the freezer there, the induction cooktop there, or even your stove over that side, it really is quite easy to use. And of course we've got the microwave as well, so it really is a good workable kitchen. Up above the fridge on each side we've got more packouts. We can either put food storage in there or I don't know, some dry foods or whatever. They can be in the pack out boxes because they are IP rated, so they're dust and watertight. We've also got more pack outs which we've got above the other fridge, which in this particular case we have the radio fitted, so that's where we actually have the radio installed on top of that packet, on top of the fridge. It's a pack out radio as well. The other reason I like it is because we've got the pack out bases and all the boxes lock in and they're secure without any problems. Yeah, we really do like that system. Anyway, let's move in and have a look at what we've done inside the cab. I know it's not part of the canopy, but sort of is an extension when you have a look at what we've done. So here we go inside. Now this is traditionally, well, this is where the kids will be housed when the kids choose to come with us. They are getting a little bit older now, so it's a bit of an arm wrestle to get them to come with us when we do go away. But what we've done in the back of the truck here, we've put some mat pockets in so they can store all their little goodies in there. We've got USB chargers, 240 volts there as well, and we've got a phone charger as well as their own LED strip light, so they can do that at night. If you turn that down, the light shines down to the ground, so it doesn't obstruct us in the front while we're trying to drive through the night, so it really is quite good. What we've done in the back is we've utilised the space under the seat and we've installed ourselves a drawer. So this drawer comes out and this is basically an extension of the kitchen, so we keep our pots, pans, even though they do fit in our pantry, it gives us a bit more room in there for the food. So being so close to the kitchen, as you can see, we've got the drawer here, pots, pans, so we just pull it out, we can easily just move them over to the table, so it really does work quite well. On the back of the drawer I do keep all our heavy recovery items. I've got shackles and all that sort of stuff that sits in the back there. When we put the drawer in, I got it engineered and certified because we had to cut a cross member out. Now there is a cross member, there's two cross members in the back of this. The engineer wouldn't allow us to cut both out, he only allowed us to cut the one out on this side, and we had to beef up the arm on the back of the seat. So I'll show you what we did to make use of the space on the other side. Let's go around there and take a look at that. So over this side, in that little space, what perfectly fitted there was the travel buddy, and we tried that out today. I should have caught that. We cooked, took 2 pies, 4 pies and 2 sausage rolls we cooked in this little fella. When we bought it, we've got the baking tray and all that sort of stuff, and we're going to give cook and roast and that in there a bit of a crack as well. We find that to be a fantastic addition. Even though we've only used it once, I tell you what, by the time we left home and we got up here, the pies were cooked, and it really did work an absolute treat. So we've put the old travel buddy in there. That's the 24 volt one, so we've got it running off the actual truck batteries, not off the Canopy batteries. And yeah, look, it really does work a treat. So that fit nicely in there, because just behind that's that other brace, which we had to keep, so I couldn't get a full length drawer in, so we utilised that space with the travel buddy, so it worked out just perfect. Anyway, I'll get this table out, and we can have a look at the table that we've made up, that pulls out from underneath the rear packouts there, and then we'll just do a bit of a quick overview in the front of the cab as well, and I'll show you what we've done in there. So in the front of the truck, we've fitted the Polaris touchscreen radio. This is specifically designed for off-road use, so we can have the HEMA maps and also the TomTom road maps installed into this fella as well. It's got the CarPlay in it, so it mirrors your phone and all that sort of stuff in there. It really is a great bit of kit. Has the phone and everything running through it. This one's running 12 volts, so we've installed the 12 volt into the truck. Just by the case, we just used a couple of converters and whatnot to go from the 24 to the 12, but it wasn't really that hard to put in. And just going over the corrugated roads there today to get here, it barely vibrates. Really happy with its performance. So yeah, that's worked out quite well. The standard interior light's a bit dim, so we've opted to go with a couple of touch lights up the top, so we just touch them on and off. They've been a fairly good addition there as well. And on the back, the rear wall, I guess, behind the seats, on the board, because we installed it so that the kids could have some have their USB points and power points and phone holders and that. We've put a power point and another USB point there as well. Also down further on the dashboard, I've put another USB point. So in the front, we've got 2 USB points there. We've got 2 in the center console that was provided by All Terrain Warriors, and another 2 on the back. So we've got heaps of USB points. Anyway, I think that's the inside just about covered. Oh, we do have one other option. We do have another accessory. We've just put a storage bag above the back seats, a canvas bag, so we can put rolls of toilet paper and that sort of stuff in there. So those things are always on hand. You know, you think, oops, I need to go. Well, there it is. It's in the bag, ready to go. Anyway, that's the inside pretty well taken care of. So there you have it. That's the Canopy walkthrough there for today. I am going to do some more videos on different things like the pack-out system, more in depth on the rooftop tent, etc. But that gives you a bit of an overview of how our Canopy works here on our All Terrain Warriors Isuzu truck. Anyone does have any questions or anything they'd like to know, just shoot us something down there in the comments, and I will get back to you. But I will be doing some more, as I said, some more videos, more in-depth videos on the different bits and pieces. But if there is a video or something you do need to know, as I said, don't hesitate in asking us. Anyway guys, until next time, it's Jono and Ange from J&A Down Under. Thank you.